Okay, what is with this game's cover? I mean, it doesn't seem too strange. Pirates have treasure, islands have dragons. It fits, and I thought nothing of it until I saw this game. Time Warp. Looks kind of familiar, huh?
But how did two completely different games end up with exactly the same cover? Well, to find out, we're going to have to dive deep into the Atari rabbit hole.
Well, the first name that comes up from an internet search is Zellas, Dragon Treasure's publisher, but better known as a Canadian discount store? Yeah, but it isn't really their game. Dragon Treasure was originally published as Dragon Fire by a company called Imagic. What Zellas would do was to take games published in the US, give them a new title, a new label and a new case, and sell them in their own stores. Here's the Zellas label for Dragon Treasure. Actually, it looks pretty cool. I think I prefer it to the original. Now so far this isn't too strange, as plenty of games change titles or cover art when they reach a new market. But Zellas' cover is not what I have here. This calls for further investigation. A Google search led me to this forum, which identified the Skull Cave image as the cover art for another Zellas game, Inca Gold, a game which was also known as Spider Maze, Spider Kong, Donkey Kong, Tonky Kong, and Pac Kong. What can I say? The past truly is another country. Anyway, it's mentioned on this forum that many other Zellas games found in Australia have this Inca Gold logo, including Crab Control, Tank City, and the two games I have here. Somehow, an Australian company called Highscore, also known as Action Hi-Tech, ended up with a bunch of Zellas games and a bunch of Inca Gold labels. So what else was there to do but stick that label on any game they had in their stock, no matter how unrelated it was? What a cynical way to cut costs. But it gets stranger. On some cartridges, like my copy of Time Warp, there's another label stuck under the Inca Gold label, as you can see here where it's peeling back a bit. But if the original sticker was already on there, why did they plaster the wrong sticker over it? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But it gets stranger. A superb Atari site that I've just discovered, Atari Mania, has a scan of the box art that Highscore used to market Dragon Treasure. And just tanks and spaceships? Really? This is the second time that they've pinched an image from a completely unrelated Zellas game. In this case, it's Frontline. Why not pinch an image from Dragon Treasure? This has got to be the most bizarrely packaged game I think I've seen. Can you imagine buying this game? You'd see the cover and think, cool, spaceships. Then you'd open the box, see the label and think, okay, it's about pirates now? Well, that's still cool. Then you'd play the actual game and find it's got nothing to do with any of that. Jeez.
Okay, let me make sure we've got all this straightened out. So a programmer called Bob Smith creates a game, and a company called Imagic releases it. Then a Canadian supermarket comes along, repackages it, and sells it themselves. Then an Australian company takes this version, puts on a sticker from a different game, puts it behind a cover from a different game, and sells it. It's no wonder I find it so hard to get my facts right on my Atari videos. The whole market was a complete and utter shambles. And do you think any money made it back up the chain? I doubt it. We're talking about Highscore here, a company which released this, an out-and-out clone of the Atari 2600 hardware, but with a shell designed to look like a Famicom. Let's forget all about this. It's time to start playing this game. Though, after all the weird and strange ways it's been sold across the world, I'm really not expecting too much. This is fantastic!
On the surface, it doesn't look like much, just your basic two-screen arcade action. The first screen has you weaving through fireballs to get into the dragon's lair, reminiscent of the castles in Super Mario Bros. And on the next screen, You have to collect 8 randomly placed treasures while avoiding fire from the dragon below. Then an exit appears, you leave through it, and start the whole thing over again. Rinse and repeat. So why do I like this game so much? It comes down to just one thing: the speed. Take a look at this. That is the game's slowest setting. Turn it up to game number 4 and you start with this. Oh, and it gets faster. Now, I admit to being an easily frustrated gamer, and a game where you can get wiped out in milliseconds could have had me diving for the power switch. But this game is designed in a way that encourages you to keep trying. You get a healthy amount of lives, and the instant you die, you come right back to where you left off, which minimises the time punishment for losing. Also, the way that your character flails about, gobbling like a goose, is hilarious, turning each defeat into an enjoyable moment. And like all well-designed games, you can learn from your mistakes and improve your strategy and timing. Tackling those fireballs is quite easy once you get the hang of it. They'll come at one of 2 heights, so you have to either duck, or jump, or duck jump. If 2 happen to come at once, they always travel at different speeds, so you can retreat to space them apart. It can get a bit dicey, but the pattern is always predictable, and there is a safe zone on the left here, so the game is playing fair, but you'll still need split-second timing to get by. And you'll have to split those seconds further on the second screen to avoid an even more relentless barrage of fireballs. The only reliable method I've found to survive here is to hold up and left as soon as you enter this room, as getting to the top of the screen gives you that little bit of extra time to react to your enemy and plot your course through the treasures. Needless to say, the bottom of the screen should be avoided at all costs. But this isn't always easy, as treasures can be placed down there, and whenever you get hit, you respawn in a safe zone that is uncomfortably close to the bottom. There's nothing you can do but wait for the right moment and go! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, yes!
Well, that's Dragon Treasure, or Dragon Fire, or who knows? And really, who cares? No matter what label you may put it behind, this is a really fun game, and one that I can see myself playing many times in the future.